Okay, we're here with another match with Nivmagus Elemental Combo.deck. Um, yeah, so we've won the play. This hand seems great, so we're going to keep it. And yeah, that's all I have to say about that, I guess. No, I would not like to mulligan. So opponent goes to 6 and keeps. So we're just going to run this Blood Crypt out. Be awesome if we can pick up another free spell next turn. We still don't know what he's on though, so we don't know that we can just put a bunch of counters on this and just get there off of a massive creature on turn 2. So it'll probably be a turn 4-ish kill, I think. Maybe a turn 3 kill, depending on what he does with blockers and stuff. But until we know what he's actually playing, we don't know that it's safe. Jitaxian Probe normally leans towards combo, but there are plenty of interactive decks that are playing it now that people are starting to realize that Delve is a real thing again. So yeah, I guess wait and see. There is some chance that we get some sweet value off Ground Rift here on turn 2. Okay, another probe. Maybe our opponent's looking for a land. Maybe he's looking for a threat. He is on 16 life though, which I don't hate. 14 life. Nice. Okay, he's not actually casting anything, so... oh no, here's a Grim Lavamancer. Does not match up amazingly well against Nivmagus Elemental. But it does put him on a deck, so Grim Lavamancer plus Steam Vents means normally Delver at the moment. Splinterman used to run it back in the day, but I think they've really disappeared from the lists. So Flamekin doesn't really do anything for us here. We got a couple of different lines, so we can go Gutshot, eat the Gutshot, or we can also just Gutshot the Grim Lavamancer. I don't really like Gutshotting the Grim Lavamancer because I'd prefer it to make him chump with it. And then we can go any two of these 3 spells here to get a Storm of 2 on Ground Rift, so get this to a 7-8 alone with that, and then eat whatever the other spell is or something like that. So we can eat the Apostle's Blessing, or we can actually just Thought Seize him, see what he's on. I don't hate the idea of just Thought Seizing him. If he's got a Vapor Snag or something like that, it's good to get it out of his hand, and it'll just sort of inform our choices for the rest of the game. There's no real reason we have to combo off against this deck in the first couple of turns. We can wait a little bit longer than we would otherwise. Okay, so I immediately regret that choice, given that he's only got counter magic in hand. Yeah, I would probably like to take the spell snare here. I suppose it can nab the Apostle's Blessing, and he can also Lava Mantra in the same turn, so from a mana efficiency sort of perspective it's good. And given that he can probably Mana Leak an important play, even if we, like, so if we take a Mana Leak he'll still have a Mana Leak, and it'll probably only matter for one turn either way. So I'm going to take the Spell Snare here, but yeah, neither are amazing choices to be honest. But I'm certainly not going to Gutshot the Grim Lavamancer now. I'm just going to eat it. And we're going to go get another land. Given what we've seen from his deck, the life might be relevant if he draws into a Vapor Snag or something like that. So we're just going to grab the Mountain. We're going to Ground Rift, paying red, Storm for 2. But yeah, he's on a 2-turn clock now, so same targets. Eat it, and eat it. So yeah, this guy's going to be a 9-10 on turn 2. Not a terrible place to be. So if he doesn't block this turn, we get to Apostle's Blessing pass for lethal next turn, and yeah, it's pretty excellent. So okay, so he blocks. Probably the right move by him. A lot of people won't snap that off, I've found, even though they really have to. So here's the Serum Visions, which is card he drew for the turn. As we know, he's got Mana Leak, land in hand, plus 1 random that he gets up to Serum Visions. And yeah, so he goes bottom, concede. So yeah, there's game 1. What would he draw on? Thoughtseizes, Jitaxian Probe. It's actually probably, anyway, irrelevant. That's not a turn 2 win, but it's pretty much a turn 2 win. So, given I think that he's on a Delver deck, Clouts come in, Pyroclasms come in, Flamekins come in, Kiln Fiends go out, Thought Seizers get lost, and so do 2 Dismembers. Actually, no, Dismembers stay. This is probably, yeah, it's probably something I haven't really considered, that Assault Strobe is actually awful here, which I just realised. Given that it's sorcery rather than the instant speed Attaining Strike, so you actually have to commit to it before you attack, so they know whether to block or not. Yeah, it seems bad. So I think that's correct. It's possible that a Faithless Looting here would probably be good. Yeah, I'm going to try Faithless Looting. This seems like the sort of match that you'd want it. Could go a bit longer. Reasonably interactive because they have so many cheap spells. It's not just sort of pass-fail like it is with a lot of the other decks, whether they interact or they just do not. We would not like to mulligan this hand. It is pretty gas. So I've got 2 copies of Clout, which he now knows about. Pyroclasm, surprisingly good with Nivmagus. It does look like an X2, but rarely stays that way. So we have Island into Delver. Cool. Classic turn 1 play. We would Gutshot it here if we could, I think. There's not much information for that, but I am willing to believe that he can interact with us, so I would like to stop him doing it. Because we've got 2 Clouds here, I'm just going to be running them into Vapor Snag, and if he can't Vapor Snag it, I'm just going to be happy. So, yeah, I mean, we're putting ourselves out for a 2-for-1, but with this deck, it doesn't function on the line of card advantage ever anyway, so, yeah. And multiple copies of Cloud are completely useless, so. Obviously, he could also Spell Pierce it. Now he's drawn 1 for the turn, and we know about it. If he hasn't got another land here, he's going to have to keep the island up, so I don't Clout. Would love to draw a land here ourselves. Okay, so he draws the land. No spell. Okay. Gutshot, you're a turn too late. So we're going to Clout. Make him have it. We've got a few more turns. So if he has the Vapor Snag here, yeah, he's okay, so he's got it. Disappointing, but there's not much we can do. We'll just pass back. Obviously got that Spell Pierce in hand. We've got no other option except to run this Nivmagus. Ooh, gotta run it for red, but yeah. For 1 mana he can't counter it, so I'm just gonna Gutshot this now. So our life total is starting to get dangerously low. And that land was really bad for us. If he'd missed there, it would have been pretty sweet. Given that we could, generally speaking, avoid Snapcaster if he's on 2. Now this is just really bad from him, I think. So, Slaughter Pact on that. Ate the Slaughter Pact. I don't think he gets anything from Lightning Bolting here. If he has another Vapor Snag, we're just dead anyway, I think. So, yeah, I don't think he really gets anything out of that. Okay, that land there is awesome. So we're going to try and Clout here. I think is correct, yeah. Okay, so he mana leaks, which is fine. So we've cast a Clout, and he's cast a mana leak, so Storm's at 2 at the moment. Um, we don't have any free spells to increase it any further, so we can make our guy a 9x with Ground Rift, but I think I'd rather just stick the Clout, make it a 5x, get in for 5, take him to 9, and if he doesn't kill us on his next turn, we kill him. So it's possible that we do die here, but yeah. If all he's got is creatures, this Pyroclasm will get them, so he's obviously got a Spell Pierce Blank in hand, so I have no idea what Blank is, obviously, so hopefully not a burn spell, because that could cause some problems for us. Okay, so that's a real spell. Excellent. That's what we needed. So we're just going to attack in here. Okay, so we get all the way through to declare blockers, and I stuffed this up. Actually, sorry guys. Actually no, I couldn't have got there anyway. So we're gonna need him to not have a burn spell. Yeah, basically that's it. So we're just gonna hit for 5. Try and Pyroclasm. Well, Pyroclasm's gonna get countered. Or he's gonna try and counter it anyway. We might as well just eat it. It's going to hit us to 1, and we'll probably be burned out here. Yeah, so the downside of these clouds is that stuff like Ground Rift, this actually has no targets because it can't target flying creatures, and can't Tan and Strike our own guy. You can Tan and Strike his guy, which is fine. Okay, so it's Snapcaster Bolt, so we're just dead. But we can't Apostle's Blessing an opponent's creature, so yeah, we left ourselves in an awkward spot there. Don't know if there was a better line that I just didn't see, possibly. I'm happy with this sideboard plan though, although it is starting to seem that like 4 Clout is a couple too many, because we've got 3 in that game, but let's just call that variance and run it the same way again. Yes, we'd like to play first, and this hand seems sick, so no, we don't want to mull. Let's pay 2. Again, Sword of Pact gives us immunity from Lightning Bolt, turn 1 Lightning Bolt, or Pillar of Flame, or what have you. So he doesn't do anything. That Flamekin was a bad draw. It's sort of hard to know what to do here. I don't really want to tap out of Apostle's Blessing. So I'm just gonna eat this Sword of Pact. Hopefully that'll give him enough reason to fire off a Vapor Snag. Basically, we're just going to keep Apostle's Blessing up. We've got a threat on the table. He doesn't, so he's the one who's going to be forced into action eventually. And if we had a Gitaxian Probe, it would be pretty good, so we could see his hand, see what we're working against. But he seems to be representing mana fairly consistently, so yes. Phew. That's hard for would love a land. A land would be a really good draw if we can see one next turn or something like that. So we can put a Cloud on and Apostle's Blessing in the same turn. If this is some sort of race situation, we're obviously winning already. We have infinite opportunity to quickly lower his life total through some sort of combo, and he has no idea because we've got 6 cards in hand and 1 land in play, so he knows we've got spells. So let's see if he flips his Delver. He does with a Gitaxian Probe, which will shore up his information, so we might see a more definite play from him this turn. Basically, we're looking to draw anything that's not a creature right now. preferably a land. Well, it's not a creature. Um, hmm. I think this sort of hand is what shows you just how good Gitaxian Probe is. Having that information here would be just completely invaluable. Okay, so let's Apostle's Blessing. See if he blocks here. He does. I'm not unhappy with that. I think we want the game to go a bit longer. If he has a Snapcaster Mage here, we're in a bit of trouble. Read as pretty much entirely dead to a Snapcaster Mage. Or another Vapor Snag. Alright, brings it in untapped. Okay. Look, I'm gonna allow this to resolve, but I'm pretty sure we're just dead, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 power on board. He casts a Vapor Snag. He'll have an extra power in the form of an elemental creature, and I don't think there's anything we can draw at that stage. Yep. Okay. We're just gonna concede this one. All right. Another nice turn 4 game. See you for the next one.